sneak up on you? Come here, Rusty. You don't want a coyote. Thing is, it's like life. You see it's deep in there. The grass, man. A mower's gonna hit it tomorrow. So, the park service has stole my shovel. Like, I'm picking up the poop. I'm doing a service to the park. And boom. Turn my back and this woman said, hey, is this your dog? I'm like, yeah. She's like, wow. And then I turn my back for a second to make sure the dogs don't attack people. And 3 minutes later, I turn around. My shovel's gone. I called to put in a complaint, but guess what? Not gonna do anything, so I'll just spend like $15 on a new shovel. I had that shovel for 4 years. Since COVID. Can't believe they did this to me. Anyway, so I did a survey. Tried to do you guys a service, provide 24 hours election coverage, right? May have let you down a little bit. That's okay. Ooh, what's in there? Little birdie. So I said it was a toss-up. Said it was skewing like 55%, 45% the day before the election for Trump. But still, it was so close. And prediction markets, they were so good at predicting. Just the ballots that were coming through were so overwhelmingly red, the early returns. So people were thinking, wow, is it really going to be skewed for Trump this heavily? Because it's pretty much a guarantee that the Democrats win the popular vote every year. And they said more and more people are turning Democrat, blah, blah, blah. They're going to, just the way it's going to be. But then GCR said more and more Hispanics are voting for Republican, since they tend to have a deep religious values or Catholic values. So that's usually the right. And they're just tired of people, all the crime and everything they see on the news. It's mostly the news, right? The crime is up. I think, but crime is up. I think in LA at least, like thefts are up 30% or something, or store burglaries, something like that, and crime was up 12% overall, year over year. So you never like to see that, even though like you're not going to feel the difference between 1,000 and 1,120. I'll get it next time. Maybe I won't get it next time. In 1,120 acts of crime, right? But you just don't know. In 10 years, it's going to matter if it goes up 12% every year. And it's up to like, I don't know, I can't do the quick inflation, the parabolic growth or exponential growth. I can't do it. Compound growth. If it's like 2,500 in a year, yeah, you might notice it. Or say one of your neighbors gets burgled, like 3 neighborhoods away, okay. But then that neighborhood, there's a burglary, and then another one 2 neighborhoods away, and then there's, in like 15 years, there's 3 burglaries, including one in your own neighborhood. And that's something that scares you. Like, so year over year may not matter. Might be better to look at 5-year trends, 10-year trends. But still, you never want crime to go up. That's just statistics for you. But anyway, people were just fed up. They're fed up with everything over the last 4 years. They're fed up with Biden, and they were fed up with the Democrats, so it wouldn't matter. Maybe Michelle Obama would have had a chance. They said she could have beat Trump in estimations, and people are mad that Biden waited till July to drop out, so it was only 4 months of campaigning, or 3.5 months. I'm not sure when it was. I think 3.5 months. So, yeah, I remember it was like July 17th or 20 something that Biden dropped out. So, didn't have a long time to campaign, but it happens. Look, 4 more years. Are they going to try to throw Kamala at the Lions again, the Republicans? It's interesting to see who's going to replace Trump, right? Who do you guys want to replace Trump? Honestly. How you doing? Guys, come on. It's just a person enjoying the night. Enjoying the lovely evening. So, Republican side, like, I'll start with really far outliers. Donald Trump Jr., who's like 40 something. Eric Trump, not really into politics. Who else for Republicans? Who is it? Oh yeah, the leader I think is Vance, J.D. Vance, the young up and coming Republican vice president, future vice president in what do you call him? An inaugural vice president, where he's going to be president? I don't know. Vice president in 2 months. So yeah, he's a leader. But there's always some other people that are going to come out. For Democrats, it's actually Gavin Newsom, the current governor of California. It's going to be interesting. Usually it tends to be a governor of like a big state like Texas, California, New York, Florida. One of those that run for president. But Kamala, she was the state prosecutor and then she became vice president. I really don't know how it happened, but it did. So, interesting. The state DA of California. I think that's what it was. George Gascon in California got voted out heavily. I think he lost by like close to 30 points, 25 to 30 points. So yeah, they were just fed up with crime in California and across the nation. And people are like, I can't believe you would vote for such a rapist and a guy who hates everyone and a chauvinist and a cult of personality. But it's just, when you look around and you see all these crimes, it's basically crime. That's the number one thing. It's not the number of illegals that stole my job. Oh, I lost my job. Those are sort of outliers, but really it's all about crime. The economy was doing pretty well. Maybe not for some people, but overall it was doing pretty well. So look at the stock market, all-time highs. So when Trump was pretty sure certain he was gonna win, Bitcoin jumped from like 69K. It's funny, earlier in the day, like early morning, it dipped. Of Tuesday, election day, it dipped to like 65K, and then it was back up 69K, and then so people were pre-selling. They thought it would be sell the news, sort of. And nope, 69K, then 73K by the early evening, then by like 3 hours later, by midnight Eastern time, or by like 9 p.m. Eastern time, Bitcoin was already 74,000, and then it hit at 75,000. So crazy peaks. I need a little dogs next to me because of the coyotes. So Ella, if you could come closer to me, would be great. There's no more dilly-dallying. Okay. Ella? I'll wait for her. Come on. Because last time you got taken by a coyote, I don't think I uploaded that vlog, but yeah, she got totally taken. I saw her just like fly in the shadow, like a black silhouette, flying through the air, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I heard dogs growling. Ella! Great. Oh, there you are. Nope. It's not the little one. There's no squeaking. Perfect. She wants to sniff in the shower. She doesn't remember. She doesn't remember. It's just 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. She doesn't remember that coyote took her from the shadows. Oh, there you are, Ella Bell. Okay, see, like that, you can barely see. I don't know if you can see her. And this phone is totally the artificial light, lights up everything. So this isn't how I see it at all. I see it about 75% darker, maybe 80 or 90% darker. Ella. Saw her running this way. Ella, come on. Luckily, the coyote's not here tonight. Plus, it was 2 hours later at 10 o'clock versus 8 o'clock. Ella? Is that her? I'll find her in a second. Sorry, I was just distracted. Anyway, yeah. So, oh, there you are. So you can barely see her, right? Actually, I can barely see her. But with the light, I can see her. It's crazy. So if you want to see in the dark, you just hold your camera up and you'll see all the artificial light going back and forth. Just pretty cool. I wonder how it would work in pitch black. like out in the forest somewhere without ambient light from the city. So, actual election talk. Yeah, it's just, and there are outliers. There might be like 10% that are voting because they think Kamala's a dirty liar. Okay, don't believe her lies. The fake cell phone conversation where she called a voter. Did you vote yet? Uh-huh. Yeah, and then she flashed the phone over. Sorry, this is all to go back to me. And it shows her, she was on the camera app the whole time. But actually the phone went black and DMQ, PDQ, whatever his name was. He's like the spin-off, the beta version of PewDiePie, the streamer. He's like, no, actually we tested it on a call and your phone goes black if you're on a call, even in the camera app. So that's the only time the camera app will go black because Apple made it so you can just keep the camera open if you're taking photos. Because it's annoying if you're trying to get the perfect shot and your camera dims out and locks. So that only time is during a phone call that the camera screen would go black, so it went black. So she was actually in a call, she accidentally held the power button or whatever to open the camera app. I think that's the new iOS 18 feature. Took them long enough, right? Make the button open the camera app. There was always that jailbreak hack, a tweak you could install to do it, but now it's official. It takes Apple so many years to come around when the homebrew jailbreak community always comes up with the first. Okay, so yeah, but I really think you're just fed up with everything going around you, and the major reason is crime. But again, you can look at the breakdown. That's just one of the reasons, but I think that's a leading thing. And what causes crime, you're going to blame it on immigration, and what is the worst kind of immigration? Illegal immigration. So that's why if you look at the DonaldJTrump.com and you type in Republican Party platforms, the two leading candidates are curtail illegal immigration or stop illegal immigration and deport all illegals, right? Illegals do serve a purpose if they're working, they're providing production to society, right? Because that's all money is. Money is just the transfer of your labor, how much you're worth. So, so maybe they'll deport, but there are a number of countries that don't have agreements to deport illegals. So if I was, say I'm American, I snuck into China, and then America had an agreement not to take back the citizens, the first thing they would do is they'd try to find me. They might throw me in jail for a few days, and then they'd send me back to the US. But if I were a country, like a poor country, that just is overpopulated, they're tired of feeding the poor, they're like, hey, they're better off, let America do with it. If I were a country like that, like Venezuela, I think is one of those countries, they would say, no, we can't take them back. So you have nothing else to do but throw them in a prison with everyone else that's committed a crime. So usually they don't just go and round up illegals unless they catch them crossing the border. But if they commit a crime and they're like, wait, you're not a US citizen, you don't have a visa, what the hell are you doing here? You're an illegal alien. In that case, they would just hold them because they can't deport them because they're from a country like Venezuela, right? So you got to be careful what country you're sneaking in to. And of course, the violent criminals, like, you can't get rid of them if they're from a country that has high crime rates and doesn't want their own citizens back. There's nothing you can do with them except for keep them in jail and pay for them. You can't execute them unless, if it's like rape or murder, yeah, I'd say execute them, but it's theft, attempted robbery, stuff like that, with a weapon, like a knife or a gun, yeah, to execute them. But other than that, you really can't do anything. But we don't execute in most states. Anyway, so that's election talk. Not sure if I'll go into crypto talk. Maybe I will, part 2. Should I do part 2? Might do part two. Crypto talk.